Thanks for joining me for practice. Please like the video and subscribe to our channel. And in the description is a link to my Patreon account. If you'd like to offer a donation, it's greatly appreciated. Namaste. Move the flesh from your sit bones. Come into a comfortable seated position. And just place your hands gently on your knees and palms face down. Anchor into the sit bones and lift through the crown of the head. Create space in between the vertebrae. And the more we allow the grounding to come into the body, the pressing into the earth through the base, and allowing that to grow heavy, the lighter the rebounding we feel, that buoyancy of the inner body lift. Allow the heart to come up through the shoulders, soften the shoulders down the back. Make sure that as the heart lifts, the low ribs don't pop forward, so keep them drawing toward the back body. And have the chin in, back of the neck long, crown of the head lifted. And then once we feel the structure coming into place, and relax a little bit of the effort. Find some softness and begin to deepen the breath. Inhale comes in through the nostrils, fills chest, ribs, belly. Exhaling, belly, then ribs, then chest. And as you trace the breath as it comes in and down, see if you can even feel the pressure of the breath touch the pelvic floor. As you trace the breath going up and out, watch it leave all the way through the nostrils, the very tip of the nose. Make this breath smooth so that the inhale flows into the exhale, flows right into the inhale. There's no pauses. And try your best to eliminate or reduce any jumps or catches so that it feels smooth and even. And while this pattern's continuing to move in the body, pattern of breath, stay in the role of the observer, the one who watches. So often as we move through our day with the different tasks, really jumping from task to task, knocking things off of our to-do list, we are often embodying the role of the doer. And in our yoga practice, we get this wonderful opportunity to acknowledge that there is a higher source within us that is constantly observing. In Patanjali Yoga Sutras, the name for this is the drashtra, the seer. And it's very helpful sometimes to acknowledge that ultimately, we are not the doer. We are pure essence, observing ourselves, doing. Now, if you haven't applied the Ujjayi breath, bring that into your practice now, that soft ocean wave or whisper type sound, continuing this smooth breathing. Inhale descends to the base. Exhale, ascend up and out through the nostrils. And when we bring in the mentality, when we bring in the awareness that we are not the doer, all the burdens that we carry begin to subside. We can still perform our actions to the best of our ability, but without attachment to the outcome. Recognizing that as much as we participate, we are ultimately not the final say. So 2 more full breaths here, please. And then relax all effort. So relax any shaping of the breath, any control. Just get still for a moment. Let the breath find its own rhythm without any control. And in that deep peace and tranquility of just pure being, bring your hands to your heart, bow your head. And we'll set the intention for the practice today to continually keep the awareness in the role of the seer, the witness, the observer. If there's anything in your life right now that's asking you to shift into that awareness, maybe unburden yourself in one way or another, then please bring that into your intention now. And place all of this here in the heart center, where it is surrounded with love. We're going to begin the practice with a chant of Om 3 times. So deep inhale in and down. Long exhale up and out. Really let go. Good. Now that facilitates a deeper inhale. So another deep inhale in. And just lower your chin to your chest and take your time to bring yourself back into the room. Very nice. We're going to start on our backs. So legs long if it's comfortable. If not, you can have the feet flat, knees bent. Arms are going to begin down by your side. Inhale, just bring your right arm up and over the head. And as you do, flex your left foot. Reach the fingers away from the heel. And then exhale and slowly bring the arm down and relax the foot. Other side. Inhale, the left arm reaches up. Flex the right foot. Extend as much as you can through the side body. Really stretch. And then exhale, the arm comes down and the foot relaxes. Good. Continue to repeat that, please. Inhaling, right arm, left foot. Exhale. And then left arm, right foot. And exhale. 2 more on the right, 2 more on the left. Good. 1 more round on the right. Reach as far as you can, really create length. Exhale. And 1 more on the left. Now on this next one, as you bring the arms down by your side, you're going to bring both up and flex both feet simultaneously. Inhaling. Like a good morning stretch, reach away. And then exhale, arms come down, feet relax. And now we're going to bring in a chant, and the chant is Namaha, meaning I surrender. Inhale, the arms reach up, flex your feet. And we'll chant together. Namaha. Again, inhale. Exhale. Namaha. 1 more. Staying in the role of the witness. Namaha. Good. Bring your feet flat, knees bent, and draw the knees into your chest without using your arms. But we will take the arms out to the side, palms face down. Knees just halfway to the left. We're not going to go all the way over. Come back to center, and knees just halfway to the right. So very slowly with your breath, inhaling to the center, exhale over to the left, back to center, and exhale to the right. Good. 2 more like this, please. Stay heavy through the hips so you're massaging the gluteal muscles as you move through the center. And also getting a nice little warming up twist here for the spine. And 1 more to the right. And come back. And go ahead and hug those knees into the chest now. Squeeze them deeply towards your abdomen and lengthen your tailbone away from the crown of your head. So create as much space in your spine as possible. And then hug your right knee into your chest and flex your left foot so it points up towards the ceiling. Inhale here. Exhale, stay. Inhale, let the leg come down just to a little bit above the floor, so about 2 inches. Exhale, stay. Inhale here. And exhale, bring the leg back up. And we'll switch sides. Hug the left knee in. Inhale the right leg up. Flex the sole of the foot. Exhale here. Inhale, the leg comes down, and it's just a little bit above the ground, not too much. Push the knee away from the foot. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, the leg comes back up. And exhale, the knee to the chest. Good. Hug the right knee in. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale here. Inhale, take the leg down so it hovers. This time, exhale, crunch the abdomen towards the back body. Lift the head off the floor. Stay for the inhale. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, the leg goes up. Release the head. And exhale, knee to chest. Keep the left knee in, inhale the right leg up. Exhale here. Inhale the leg down, hovering just a foot above the, or inches above the ground. Exhale, now you're going to contract the abdomen, lift, stay, inhale. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, release the head, take the leg up, and exhale the knee into the chest. Good, feet flat, arms down by your side. See if you can lightly touch your heels with your fingertips. Keep the feet parallel. Press into the feet equally as you slowly roll up through the spine, one vertebrae at a time. And exhale, slowly roll down. Good. One more like this, please. Inhale. Try to avoid the knees splaying out to the side. Roll up through the spine. And exhale, the navel hugs the back body as you lengthen the tailbone towards the heels. Good. Again, this time we're going to add in the arms. So inhale, roll up through the spine. Arms reach up and over the head. And now as you exhale, chant Namaha, coming all the way down. Do that again. Inhale the arms up and over the head. Keep the knees in towards the midline. As we come down, we're going to chant Namaha. Namaha. 3 more. Stay in the role of the witness, not the role of the doer. Namaha. 2 more. Namaha. Namaha. Rest for a moment, widen the feet, let the knees fall in towards the center line. Everything relaxes. You can turn the palms up if you prefer. Just rest. Good, then knees into the chest one more time. Hands underneath the knees. You're rolling all the way up into a seated position and then coming into tabletop position. So hands directly under the shoulders, knees under the hips, tops of the feet pressed down. We're just going to inhale, lift the heart, lift the sit bones, look up. Contract the abdomen and take the sit bones all the way to the heels for child's pose. And now walk your hands forward, come up onto the fingertips, and let the heart just dip through the shoulders. Relax the tips of the shoulder blades down your back. Breathe deeply here into the full body, returning to that smooth circular breathing. One more here. And then walk your hands to the right, press your left sit bone down, bow the rib cage. And as you're stretching into the whole side, breathe deeply into that lung. Relax the tops of your shoulders. Good, one more here. And then walk to the left and do the same thing. Let the right sit bone bow, let the right rib cage open up and send your breath into that lung. As you feel your body breathing, remind yourself, I'm not the doer. I'm just the witness, observing myself doing. And then come back to center. Come into tabletop position. We're going to move into that thread the needle pose. So lift your left arm up in the air, rotate the navel to the left momentarily, and then thread the arm through the hole, rolling onto the left shoulder. Right hand at a 90-degree angle. Actively push the floor away from you. If it helps, you can also tuck your toes under. Gives you a little more stability and pressure in the feet and legs to keep the hips square. As you press that right arm into the earth, see if you can tuck the shoulder blade under just a little bit more.
And then if it's comfortable, take the right arm up in the air, open there. Let your left cheek soften into the mat. And then finally, you can turn the hand like you're turning a doorknob and bind, grabbing onto the back of your shirt, opening that right shoulder blade up. Two more breaths. Try to keep the knees and hips even. And then reach the right arm up in the air. Come back into tabletop position. And just take a moment to let the spine level out. So just notice. And we'll do the other side. Inhale, the right arm reaches up. And exhale, thread that arm through the hole, rolling onto the right shoulder this time. Left arm at a 90-degree angle. Push the floor away from you. Tuck the shoulder blade more deeply under the body. Soften your right cheek into the mat. Lift the left arm up in the air. If you'd like here, you can bind, grabbing onto the shirt or the thigh, pulling that left shoulder open. Navel hugs the back body on exhalation. Even out your hips. Last one. And the left arm reaches back up in the air. Slowly unwind, pressing into the hands. Find tabletop, neutral spine. Inhale, lift heart, lift sit bones, look up. And exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. And we'll find down dog here with the feet hip distance apart. Toes turned in slightly, heels out, roll the inner thighs in and back. Now we've done a little bit to warm up the legs, but if you feel like you need to walk the dog out a little bit, please go ahead and do so. Paddling the feet. But then when you are ready, feet hip distance, turn your toes in slightly. Allow the inner thighs to roll in and back, opening up the sacrum. Feeling that lift of the tailbone through those bones. Just really extend through your waist. Side bodies are nice and long. And then roll your shoulder heads away from your ears. Squeeze the inner elbows toward one another to secure that position for the spine. Press firmly through the hands, just like the feet, and then let the navel sink in and up under the rib cage at the bottom of each exhalation. So traditionally, gaze is between the feet, or if you have a little bit more flexibility, you're gazing up at the navel center. Full, complete breaths here. Same pattern that we started. And now we're going to walk the hands back 6 inches, stop and stay. As you're here, continually reminding yourself to stay in the role of the observer. I am not the doer, I'm just the one watching. And walk your hands back another 6 inches, stop and stay. Feel the weight equally distributed in both feet, particularly the inner foot connecting us to the root. Walk back another 6. Navel deeply into the body here. On exhalation, we can deepen that even more, lifting mula and a slight Uddiyana Bandha here, especially from gravity. Walk back another 6, almost to the feet, but not quite. Let the head and neck really hang now. Sit bones are lifted high and watch the tendency to start sinking in the heels. And then walk your hands back another 6, just until you get the fingertips lined up with the toes. You can keep a micro bend in your knee as much as you need to here. Let the upper body soften, give in through the belly. As the abdomen softens and goes in and up under the rib cage, you might be able to draw the chest a little closer to the thighs. Shoulder heads away from the ears. Let the weight of the head do the stretching of the spine. And reminding yourself to stay as a role of the witness. I am not the doer. Good. Hands to hips. Bend your knees. Scoop your heart as you rise all the way up to standing. And then arms by your side. And just stand in Samastiti. Equal balance. That good posture. As we should be here at the back of our mats. And we're going to start our sun salutations from there. So still the feet will be about hip distance apart or just slightly wider. Pranavayu sun salutation, hands to the heart. Inhale, the arms reach up. Now you can exhale and either sink into chair or you can keep going towards squat and then inhale, come forward into tabletop position. Spread your collarbones wide. Exhale, tuck the toes, find downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward to the fingertips, spin the back foot flat. Warrior one, heel to heel alignment. Inhale as you rise up. Now stay for the exhale, sink just a little deeper. Inhale, straighten the front leg. And then exhale, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. So you can keep a micro bend in that front leg and you're going to reach all the way over the toes, fingertips to the floor. Now pivot on the ball of the back foot for high lunge position. Heart comes forward through the shoulders. And then exhale to downward facing dog. First round vinyasa, we'll inhale to plank position. Bring the knees to the floor, squeeze the elbows tight into the side, chaturanga. Inhale into cobra, low ribs stay on the floor. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step the left foot forward to the fingertips, spin the back foot flat. Warrior one, inhale as you rise. And now you're going to exhale, stay and soften just a little deeper into the posture. Inhale, straighten the front leg. And then again, exhale, reach over. You can keep that micro bend in the front leg, particularly for the first one. Fingertips to the floor, pivot on the ball of the front foot, high lunge position. Heart is forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll take 5 full breaths here. So same circular breathing we were doing before. And just mindful that as we get more physical in the practice, our tendency is to shift more deeply into the role of the doer. So continually reminding ourselves today, I am not the doer. I am that which watches the body doing. One more breath. Now inhale, bring knees to the floor. Heart lift, sit bones lift. Exhale, you're going to walk back to squat. Now if you can get heels down, great. If not, stay on the balls of the feet. Hands in prayer. Inhale, press into the feet. Straighten the legs. Make sure the feet are parallel. Open up. Exhale, forward fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway to monkey pose. Hands on the shin or floor for the shin for the first round. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees deeply. Arms reach chair. Now sink a little deeper like you're going back into squat. And then inhale, lengthen all the way up. And exhale, hands to the heart center. That's round one. Inhale again. Exhale, chair. Going into squat if you can. Come forward, inhale. Tabletop position, heart lift, sit bones lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg forward to the fingertips, spin the back foot flat. Inhale, warrior one. We're just going to stay for one breath here. Now exhale, straighten the front leg and reach over that leg, lengthening as far as you can, fingertips to the floor. Inhale, pivot, high lunge position, and exhale, downward facing dog. And we'll modify this vinyasa to the traditional. Inhale to plank position. Squeeze the elbows tight into your side. Inhale, roll over the toes for upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Left leg forward. Warrior one. Inhale as you come up. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Lengthen over that leg. Inhale, pivot, high lunge position. And exhale, downward facing dog. Again, we'll take our 5 full breaths here. I'm not the doer. Ujjayi breathing. At the completion of your last breath, inhale into tabletop position.
Exhale, you're going to go back to squat. So heels down or lifted, hands in prayer. Inhale, press into the feet, rise up. Exhale, forward fold over the legs. This time, if you can, hook index, middle thumb around your big toe. Inhale, pull away, flat back. Exhale, navel in, soften a little more deeply over the legs, forward fold. Inhale, release into chair. And then if you can, on your exhale, go deeper towards squat. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, chair. If you can, keep going towards squat. Inhale, tabletop position. Heart lift, sit bones lift. Exhale, down dog. Right leg forward, warrior one. Inhale, come up, just one breath here. Exhale, straighten and fold. Lengthen over that leg. Inhale to pivot, high lunge. Bend the front knee, heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank position, do the vinyasa your way. So knees lowered or lifted, chaturanga. If the knees are down, it's cobra, otherwise up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog, left leg forward, warrior one. Inhale. Exhale, stay. Exhale, straighten. Forward fold over the leg. Inhale, pivot, high lunge. And exhale, down dog. 5 full breaths here. Keep lifting the sit bones up and back. Keep rolling your shoulder heads away from the ears. Deep Ujjayi breaths. Staying in the role of the witness. Last one. Inhale, knees to floor, heart lift, sit bones lift. Exhale, squat. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold. Make sure the feet are parallel. Hands on shin or toes. Inhale, pull away. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Go deeper. Exhale. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, hands to the heart or down by your side and just rest. Samastiti. So eyes steady, soft gaze. Returning to the witness, the observer. I'm not the doer. One more breath here. So we're still at the back of our mats. We'll stay here. Inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold, navel to spine. Keep a little micro bend in your knee. Hook the index middle thumb around your big toe or have your hands on your shins. Inhale, straighten your legs, straighten your spine to the best of your ability. Draw your shoulder blades down your back. And exhale, pull your navel in, fold over your legs. Good. Inhale, pull away again. Now stay here for the exhale. Hug the navel in. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Take an inhale here. And exhale, navel in, forward fold. Good. Now we're going to continue that and bring in the chant. So inhale, pull away. Stay and chant. Namah. Deep inhale here. Continue to extend the spine. Forward fold. Namah. Again, inhale. Stay. Namah. Inhale. Fold. Namah. One more. Inhale. Namaha. Inhale, pull away into monkey again. And now exhale and walk your hands forward back to downward facing dog. Bring your feet together, rise onto the balls of your feet, reach your right leg up in the air. Exhale the left heel down. Inhale the right leg as high as you can, and then exhale, draw the heel to the glute and stay. So absorb the tailbone into the body, lift the lower belly, try to even out the pressure in your shoulders and your hands. And again, the more physical we get, the more we need to remind ourselves, I am not the doer. One more full breath here. Inhale, straighten that right leg, square the hips, and send the right foot all the way through to the fingertips. Spin the back foot flat, heel to arch alignment. We're going to prepare for warrior 2. So come up through warrior 1, open hip and shoulder to the left, warrior 2. And we're really going to move into side angle. So we want to make sure we have a nice long stance here. Knee in alignment with the ankle, but not beyond it. Inhale the arms long. We'll start exhale with the right forearm on the thigh, left arm up and over the head, extend. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, reach for the ankle, left arm up and over the head. Inhale, come back up. Last one, if you can, try to reach for the floor. On the inside of the foot, left arm up and over the head, bend the knee deeply. Inhale, come back up. Now you decide which one you're going to go at and stay at. So we're going to be there for a little bit. If you can, go into that depth of the pose and reach the top arm over the head. So now we're bending into that front knee a little bit deeper. Make sure the knee stays in alignment with the ankle. So push the arm into the leg, leg into the arm. Press firmly to the outside edge of the back foot. Breathe deeply here. Now the longer we stay, the more that intensity builds. So we remind ourselves, I am not the doer. Navel hugs the back body on exhalation. One more. Inhale, left arm up, come back up into a standing position, straighten the front leg. And now lengthen, lengthen, lengthen over that front leg, sending the hips way back behind you. Hand to the shin, ankle, foot, or floor again here. Trikonasana triangle pose. Spine is tall and extended. So really reach the crown away from the hips. Navel rotates to the left. Lean back with your chest. Keep your fingers together. So opportunity to just stay in this posture here. Second option, you can just extend the arm over the head for Utthita Trikonasana, a little bit more intense. Or if you have the flexibility, you're going to take the right arm underneath the leg, left hand comes around, and you're going to bind. You're going to lean back with the chest. Now, if you're in that deeper posture especially, remind yourself, I am not the doer. Steady your gaze. One more. Release the bind, place the hand down, lift the left arm up, and then you're going to press equally into both feet and slowly come back up into standing. Turn your toes parallel. Take a moment, hands to hips, and rest. Relax your shoulders, relax your face and jaw. I'm not the doer. One more breath here. Good. We'll pinwheel our fingertips all the way to the floor, pivoting on the ball of the back foot. Step back to downward facing dog again, and just take a moment here to settle in this symmetrical pose. And we'll bring the feet together. Come onto the balls of your feet. Lift the left leg up in the air.
Exhale the right heel down. Lift the left as high as you can and open it up. Stack left over right. Bend the knee. Draw the heel to the glute. Now square off your shoulders, square off your hands. Make sure everything feels stable in the upper body. And take that tailbone in. Lift the lower belly. So create some space in the lower spine. Breathe deeply here. Two more. I'm not the doer. Good. Straighten that leg, square the hip. You're going to send that foot all the way through to the fingertips. So you're going to have heel to arch alignment. Come up through warrior one, open hip and shoulder to the right, warrior two. And remember, the stance is long. So make sure that you get that knee in alignment with the ankle, not beyond it. Inhale, the arms extend. Exhale, left forearm down, right arm up and over the head. Keep pushing that knee towards the pinky toe side of your foot. Inhale, come up. Exhale, see if you can reach for the ankle. Top arm up and over the head. Inhale, come up. Exhale, see if you can go all the way to the floor. Hand on the inside of the leg. Inhale, come up. And then whatever side you went to last time, see if we can keep it balanced and equal here. Go back into it to stay. Now challenge that front knee. Get it in alignment with the ankle. So bend into the front knee a little bit. Then really push to the outside edge of the right foot so you're not collapsing the inner arch. Send the quad toward the back wall. Navel rotates to the right, chest leans back. Deep Ujjayi breaths here. Stay in the role of the witness. Watch your body breathing. Smooth breath as much as possible. Good. Reach into the feet. Right arm lifts up. Press back up into standing. Straighten the front leg. And now we're going to exhale and go over that leg. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Like someone's pulling your arm forward. We have a long stance here, so you can keep a micro bend in the knee if you need to. Hand comes to shin, ankle, foot, or floor. Right arm lifts. Fingers are together. Traditionally, gaze is up at the hand. If you want, you can keep it neutral at the horizon line. So option number one to stay here. Option two, take the arm over the head. Utthita Trikonasana. Option three, moving into the bind. You might need to bend the knee to get into it. That's okay. Come around and lean back with the chest. That's the key. And remind yourself, because the more physical it gets, the harder it is to remember, I am not the doer. Soft face, soft jaw. Good. Release. Come out of the bind, back into Trikonasana, and then pressing equally into both feet. You're going to lift with that top arm. Turn your toes in, hands to hips, and now rest. Lengthen the tailbone towards the earth. Pull the navel in and up. Stabilize here for a moment. And then heel toe your feet back in and just stand in Samastiti. Feel both feet equally into the earth. Notice where the weight distribution is in the feet. So don't sink in the heels. Don't collapse to the outer foot. Find the balance. And once you can return to that smooth breathing, bring your hands to your hips, put weight into your left foot, and now take your right foot to mid-thigh.
Good. We can just stay here. If you're comfortable, hands to heart, sink down into chair. Flex your right foot. This will protect your knee joint. Allow the glutes to move back behind you, just like you're about to sit in a chair. So keep reaching those sit bones back. As they do, sternum pulls forward. Avoid any rounding of the upper back. Getting into that hip rotator a little bit here. Breathe deeply. Good, one more. And then slowly come up. We'll switch. If you want to roll your ankles out for a moment, go ahead. Other side. Hands to hips. Take your left foot to mid-thigh. Flexing that foot. You could stay there with the hands on the hips, or if you've got the flexibility to the heart, you're going to start to sink down into chair. Allow the hip flexor, the hip rotator to open. I like to think of like a weight attached to my knee. I'm just going to allow that to give in to gravity. Keep sending the hips back, the sternum forward. Pinky toe side of the foot pulls back. Steady your gaze. And then slowly come back up. Take a moment to feel. And now we'll step to the front of our mats. And if you have a block, you may want to have one handy nearby. We're going to start with that block about 6 to 10 inches in front of the left pinky toe. Inhale, the arms reach up. And exhale, forward fold. So left hand goes onto the block, and any edge of the block is fine. So the tighter your legs, the taller you're going to want that block to be. Some of you may not need a block at all, but those fingers can be in a finger stand. Lift the right leg up in the air and rotate that hip open. So right stacks over left. Flex through the heel of the foot. Right hand to hip. Make sure that you extend those fingers up in the air when you feel comfortable. Now, traditionally, the gaze is sideways, but if it helps you with balance, keep your gaze at the floor. Only turn the gaze sideways when you feel comfortable. Now you're anchoring down into that bottom leg and you're reaching out through that back heel. So imagine that you could make some sort of an imprint in the wall behind you. Firm, strong back leg. And again, the more physical, it's easier for us to shift into the doer. So I am the one watching. One more breath here. Now bring the fingertips to the floor. Step the right foot back to meet the front. I like to wiggle my legs back and forth a couple times just to make sure they're happy, and then forward fold over the legs. One more breath here. We're going to do the other side. So now the block can move to 6 to 10 inches in front of the right big toe. Right hand onto the floor or block, any edge. Left leg lifts up in the air. Press down into your supporting leg. It's very important that you feel rooted and grounded through that supporting leg. Then if you're comfortable, try and take those fingertips up into the air. You can start with that gaze at the floor. When you feel comfortable, take your gaze to the sidewall. Keep lifting that back leg as high as you can. Flex the heel of that foot. Breathe deeply here. I am not the doer. One more full breath. And then release the fingertips to the floor. Again, we're going to step the foot, bend one knee and back and forth and wiggle the hips and feet. And then melt over the legs, standing forward fold. Hands to hips, scoop the heart, rise up to standing. Take a moment just to feel Samastiti. And inhale, the arms reach up. And exhale, turn the toes out, heels in, come down into squat. Inhale, press back up into standing. Turn the toes in and exhale to forward fold. Good. We're going to do this with our chants. So inhale the arms up, back to standing, arms reach, turn the toes out, heels in, exhale, chant. Namaha. I surrender. Inhale, come back up, turn the toes in, exhale, fold. Namaha. Inhale up. Toes out, heels in. I let go. Namaha. Inhale. Toes in. Fold. Namaha. 2 more rounds like this. Inhale. Namaha. Inhale. Toes in. Namaha. Inhale, last one. Toes out. Namaha. Inhale. Toes in. Namaha. Stay here. Smooth breathing. And then inhale, monkey pose. And exhale, step back to downward facing dog. Once again, bring your feet together. Come onto the balls of the feet. Reach the right leg up in the air. Exhale the left heel down. This time, inhale the right leg as high as you can. And now swing it through for pigeon pose. Right knee to right hand. Shin bone can be angled. If the right hip is up in the air, grab a blanket or bolster, place it underneath the hip, tuck your back toes under, lift the knee, slide the hips back into place, and lower that knee down in the top of the foot, feeling both big toe and pinky toe grounded. Fingers in a finger stand. Inhale, lift the heart. It's a back bend posture. And then exhale, we modify into the forward bend. Starting on the forearms, if that's a good place for you. Just letting everything get comfortable. When you feel more comfortable, you can place a block under your forehead, walk your hands forward, or just allow the whole upper body to come into the earth. Now, if there's any posture in yoga that really embodies the quality of Namaha, this is definitely one of them. So surrender, let go, and silently, mentally silently repeat the chant on each exhalation. As you mentally, silently repeat Namaha, remember its meaning and how it relates to I am not the doer. Last breath here. Slowly walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Tuck your back toes under. Send that right leg
all the way up in the air. Let the blood just drain out. And then switch. Bring the right leg down. Feet are together, balls of your feet. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale the right heel down. Inhale the left leg as high as you can, creating space. And then send that knee through to the fingertips. So left knee moves towards that left hand. Top of the foot is grounded. Tuck your back toes under. Lift the knee off the floor for a moment. Slide the hips down into place. Again, if that left hip is off the floor, place a blanket underneath it. Inhale, fingers into finger stand. Lift and spread the collarbones. And then exhale, walk it out. Starting on the forearms if that's comfortable, just to let the body adjust. Press into the big toe and pinky toe side of your right foot, the knee and the top of that thigh. If you're more comfortable, you can place a block underneath your forehead. Arms extend forward or whole upper body down into the earth. So you want to feel the right thigh and leg grounding just as much as that left hip is stretching. And then mental repetition, Namaha. I surrender. I let go. Last one. And then very slowly come up. Just for a moment, tuck your toes under. Extend the left leg up. Let the blood just drain out. And then bring that foot down, downward dog. Knees to floor. Sit tall on your heels. Hands rest in your lap. Soft gaze. Staying in the role of the drashta, the seer, the one who observes. Hips to one side, legs out in front of you. So we're going to widen our stance here into Upavishta Konasana, seated wide angle. So when you come forward, you want to tilt your pelvic floor forward. So there's what's called an anterior tilt. Feet are flexed, and we don't want the feet pointing to one side or the other. We want them straight up. And then fingers in a finger stand right in the center. Let the sternum lift so we have that tall spine. And if just sitting up straight is enough for you, then stay here. This is a great place to be. But if you've got a little more flexibility, you can walk the fingers forward until you feel that urge to round the upper back. Chin is in, and stay at that spot and just breathe. And really listen to the body talking to you. If there's tension and there's gripping, then we just wait and we're patient. Keep breathing deeply, and you can actually send your breath into the areas of sensation. So the inhale usually will make them a little stronger. Exhale to release them. And then if your body gives you permission, you can go a little further. Again, avoiding that rounding of the upper back. And it's very helpful here to continue the mental repetition of Namaha, remembering its meaning.
Every time the body adjusts to the stretch and gives you a permission by softening, you can go a little deeper. And then slowly stay deep in the posture, but just lift your chest and walk over towards your left leg. Anchor through the right and forward fold just on that left side. Namaha. Stay low, lift your chest slightly, walk over to the right, square to that thigh, and soften into the fold on this side. And then slowly come up, take your time, come back to center, sit tall for a moment, fingers in a finger stand, close your eyes, chin in, lift the back of the skull. And just notice the quiet in the mind. And when we allow ourselves to settle into the role of the seer, unburdening ourselves for the responsibility of doing everything, taking care of everyone. We give that away to the divine, to not my will, but thy will be done. Good. Hands underneath the knees, gently guide the knees back to about center, but we're going to have the feet still a little wide. Heels into the ground, toes are flexed. Take the back of your left hand onto your rib cage and tuck your elbow inside that knee. Take the back of the right hand onto the rib cage, do the same thing. Tuck the elbow inside the knee. Now, if we're tight in the back body, you'll feel this already, so you can just stay here. As you feel a little bit more comfortable, you can shorten the stance between the feet and start to squeeze those knees towards the midline. Opening up the back of the heart. Again, when we carry the weight of the world on our shoulders, we get very tight in this area of the body. Keep squeezing those knees toward the midline. Good, and then gently release that. You can cross your ankles and just roll your shoulders out. Just sit tall into a seated cross-legged position. And then roll them in the other direction. All right, one more forward bend here, and that is to take the feet back into the position we were just in, a little wide, heels down. And if you want, you can have the feet flat or you can have the toes lifted. But we're going to move into Kurmasana, turtle pose. So it's a challenging posture. And we can just start here by taking your left hand underneath the left knee now, elbow underneath the knee as much as possible. And then take the right arm underneath the right knee. Now, if you're very tight, this might just be your posture, and that's perfectly fine. But if you can, you're going to start to walk the hands forward, push the feet forward, and then eventually get back into that forward fold position. Forehead to the floor, or wherever you're at, breathe here. Navel in on exhalation. Keep mentally chanting Namaha, I let go. And to come out of it, you've got to turn one arm, rotate the palm up, slide it out, and then turn the other arm. And then we'll just wiggle the feet back to center. Flex the feet, hands beside the hips. Come into Dandasana staff pose just as a reset. Chin in, back of the neck long. Feel all the muscles of the legs engage. Press into the earth. Shoulders depress away from the ears. Good. And then we're going to come on to our backs. So once you come onto the back, knees into chest. Again, we're going to lengthen tailbone away from crown. If you want to give like a little rocking back and forth just to release the spine. We're going to do a little bit of an isometric here for the spine. So we're going to interlace the fingers around the right thigh. Take the left leg long to the floor. Flex the right foot. And now push the leg into the hand. Hands pull back into the leg. And isometrically really work on strengthening and drawing the hands towards the body while the leg pushes into the hands. Activating that lower right quadrant of the abdomen and making sure that the chest and the face stay completely relaxed here. Keep pushing, pushing, pushing. Pull, pull, pull. Really great release for the lower back. And then gently let go. And you can take that leg long to the floor. Just feel all that space difference between one side versus the other. And then left leg goes up. We're going to interlace the fingers behind the quad. And same thing here. When you're ready, push the leg into the hands, pull the hands back into the leg. This isometric really working that strength, activating now the lower left quadrant of the abdomen and trying to keep our best to keep it out of the neck, out of the face. It's very difficult, but if we isolate the work in those lower muscles, we can really keep everything else soft. Only that which needs to be engaged is working here. And then we'll release that, gently take the leg down, feeling all that extra space in the lumbar spine. And then as long as you feel comfortable, you can move into the inversion. Otherwise, if you're not going into the inversion, keep the back flat and just take the legs up. If you happen to be near a wall, you can take the legs up on the wall for legs up the wall pose. And that's really just done here with the sit bones up against the wall like a fetal position. So feet and sit bones start against the wall. And then you take one leg up and then the other and just rest. So letting the relaxation come in, no effort through the legs at all. And if you want that to be a little bit more of an inversion, take the block underneath your hips. Same position you'll be in either on the floor or with the legs against the wall. Now place your hands onto your abdomen, as long as you're not in the Viparita Karani mudra. If you're in that final position with the block under the sacrum in the middle of the room, then just keep your arms down by your side. But if you can place your hands on your abdomen, feel the belly breathing. And just really isolate the breath in the abdomen as the rise and fall. Belly swells on inhale. Navel draws back towards spine on exhale. As you watch this gentle motion of breath, allow the mind to release any other thoughts. Just focus on belly swells and navel draws back. If you'd like to link mantra to that, chanting mentally Nama on inhalation, Ha on exhalation. And then release the mantra and just be completely still, letting the breath find its own organic rhythm and stay in the role of the witness. Now you can slowly begin to deepen your breath. And if your legs were up against a wall, you can slowly draw the soles of the feet together, send them down into a modified butterfly. Hands can press on the knees. A little stretch there for the hips. If you were in the Viparita Karani Mudra, you can bring your legs down. Eventually hugging knees into chest. Curl into your fetal position on the right side. And rest here for a moment, letting the spine come into balance. And placing your left hand into the earth, slowly come back up into seated. And if you can, prop your sit bones up for a few moments here of meditation. And tall spine, relaxed body. Bring your attention to the tip of your nose and watch the breath come in from the tip to the bridge and exhale from the bridge out the tip. Inhaling, feeling the air is cool as it comes in, warm as it goes out. And as you watch the breath move from tip to bridge and bridge to tip, see if you can trace it along the ceiling of the nostril. And as the breath moves towards the bridge of the nose, notice when it hits the corners of the eyes, there's a sweetness, madhya. And breathe in again as the breath comes towards the bridge, towards the corners of the eyes. Enjoy that feeling of sweetness. You can even momentarily pause. And then allow the breath to return back out through the tip of the nose. Please continue. And then As you move towards the sweetness at the corners of the eyes and linger there, notice the awareness drawing up slightly, a little higher towards the third eye. And as the awareness moves towards the third eye, notice a triangle, 3 points. And allow the awareness to become absorbed in that area. Perhaps sensing an upward flow of awareness and prana. Once your sense of that third eye becomes strong, you can release some of the technique and hold your attention in that upward pointing triangular area of the third eye, absorbing the mind in it. If the mind wanders, you can return back to one of the previous stages of the technique. As you sense this triangular awareness in the area of the third eye, a flow of prana moving upwards, notice the pinnacle. Perhaps sensing here an even greater light, pure white light. Stay as the witness to the process. Eventually, consciousness observing itself. Here in this state, there is nothing to do. There's nowhere to get to. Just pure being. Satchitananda. So very slowly begin to deepen your breath. And take that good feeling with you as you bring your hands back together in front of your heart. And bow your head to your hands. Return to the intention of the practice. I am not the doer. And just offer a moment of gratitude to the one who watches, a seer. Grateful for this presence in our lives. And we'll complete this practice with a chant of Om. Deep inhale in. Long exhale out. Namaha. Just let go. Deep inhale in. Hari Om. Namaste.